In the beginning, we don't understand anything.
I just thought it was a tumor, they cut it out, and that's it.
When the doctor tells you have estrogen positive receptor, you don't understand what that is. And they all use those big words.
As soon as they say things like cancer or 10 hours on the table, well, I'm already processing that. Now, whatever they said after that, I couldn't possibly be expected to remember because I probably didn't even hear it.
Here's something that's giving me a positive approach. So even if you're feeling bad, you're looking at something that's positive.
It kind of lowers the stress level of watching something like this. You know, an educational video often is much more somber and clinical. So, you know, this lightened it up a little bit.
It was fun to watch the animation of it. And I think that particular thing got my attention as a communication device.
It's easier to follow when it's like that, you know, instead of hearing, you know, a guy with a white coat. It made it easier.
It's animated, but we get it.
The length was perfect. I mean, they're short enough to hold your attention and give you key concepts, but they don't go on and on, so that's good.
The visual metaphors were effective, I thought, in delivering the information.
I like especially the cells. You know, when they were in the theater, you could see the cells just sitting there and how they would take over. So I thought that was interesting. I thought it was a cute way to do it.
It helped me to learn, certainly, to see the visual and, you know, relate it to some things I already knew and some things I didn't know.
And I think it goes a long way to preventing misconceptions. The one about not going into a clinical trial because they'll give you a sugar pill, for example. I think many people have that misconception.
I was happy to see that if you're not getting the trial drug, you are getting care that's appropriate. So that relieved me a little bit.
I learned a few things. A healthy cell will get signals from what's around it to divide or not to divide, and the cancer cells don't get those signals, so they just continue to divide.
I learned about the molecular profiling and how that helps someone to understand what type of treatments may be available to them. Even though it may be patients with the same type of cancer, but then it's showing how, you know, the cells are different now.
You can also leave your tissue. You can leave that into a safe, and it has the potential to help others in the future, which I think is really, really great.
I learned from the one on mutations that treatment itself and time can alter the profile of cancer cells. I don't think I was aware of that.
There are things I didn't know that normally I figure I could answer almost anything, and yet there were surprises on each one of them.
It helps us to understand more because we're seeing a picture of it.
There's an awful lot of people out there, that's why I like the cartoons, that this thing has got to be simplified to whatever the main issues are that prevent people from buying into their own situation.
When you go to a place where you go for chemo and you see all these people around you, you know how depressing it is. So a little humor, a lot of humor helps.
It would be very good as an educational tool for family members also.
Short, sweet, to the point, and you still understood exactly what it was.
They're good, very good. I think you'd use much more of them.